Our next presentation is on behalf of Quasar Science. Matt Ryan and Alex Pearce are going to tell us about image-based lighting, IBL. Take it away, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. So first I wanted to thank Quasar Science for having us here to talk about this project that we're going to get into details with. This is one of Quasar's products. This is, we call this a 206, the 2-foot double rainbow fixtures, and they're being pixel mapped to the content that's on the screen. You can come to the booth and I can show you up close and we can talk about this after our presentation, but I want to thank Quasar Science. You can go find them at quasarscience.com and you can do Instagram and all that sort of stuff. I'm Alex Pearce. I'm a virtual production supervisor / creative technologist. Basically, I have ADD. I love all things VFX and camera, and so virtual production is something that I have just fallen in love with because there's a lot of technical challenges and a lot of VFX stuff. You can find more about me at lightsailvr.com. And my handle for Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube is AlexPearce3D.
Hi, I'm Matt Ryan, Cinematographer, and big fan of virtual production. Looking forward to showing you what we've been working on recently.
So we have, do you want to cue up the film?
Yeah, we're going to show a quick video. Had this idea of shooting a quick short, 2-minute short at a park at dusk, magic hour, beautiful sunset at Balboa Lake. And we shot this piece with 2 actors in probably like 25, 30 minutes. And well, let's have you take a look right now. We'll talk more about it.
Hey, buddy, we're gonna be late to Madeline's Halloween party. Why'd you have me meet you in the park?
Oh, I'm handing out candy to trick-or-treaters.
In the park? Is there a thing?
Mm-hmm. Halloween?
Yeah, but is there like a park-sanctioned safe trick-or-treat or something?
I don't know what that is.
So you're just a guy handing out candy in the park to strangers?
Handing out candy to strangers is literally what Halloween is.
In the park?
What's wrong with the park?
People go to houses because there's an assumed level of vetting. Like, they got a loan to buy the house, or there's a permanent address so that if a kid gets bad candy, we can find the person. Handing out candy in a park is very unsafe.
Unsafe? It's candy.
If you don't understand why this feels wrong, I don't know how to explain it to you.
Let me explain something to you. Everyone is afraid for their kids, but their kids are safer now than they've ever been. Infant mortality rates are at the lowest point in global history. Kids are healthier and happier than ever. The media hyperfixates on every evil and unfortunate event that happens, so much that we think these aberrations are the norm.
Because we love to be afraid, because it gives us an excuse to be angry, and we're always angry.
We don't know why, but it's validating to be angry because we're afraid.
It is candy in the park on Halloween. It is not threatening. It is unusual. There's a difference.
Why didn't you just do this from your house?
Let people know where I live? That's not safe.
Okay. Are you ready to go?
Hell yeah.
You gonna bring that whole thing?
I spent $6,000 lacing it with THC, so yeah, I am.
Ooh, there's THC? In my house?
No, this is mine.
Trick or treat?
Trick or treat.
Please? Can I please?
That was the piece, and what you just saw there, we shot the scene quickly, and we went back. You want to talk about how we captured?
Sure. Yeah. So we shot the scene on location. This is a scene here. So it's magic hour at a beautiful park. At the same time we shot this scene, we also filmed it in 12K with a high-end 360 video camera, which shoots HDR content. And then we brought all of that back to Quasar Science, the virtual production stage in downtown Los Angeles. We used the 360 video plate for the wall, But more importantly, it's being pixel mapped to the fixtures in this lighting volume that they have at Quasar Science. So if you look over here to the right, I think it's to my right, you can see the park, you can see the trees, you can see the sunset. So we were able to project the actual light from the same shoot that we did on location into the virtual production stage. This is a close-up of one of the arrays here. So you can see the trees and the sunset. And this is the software I use called Assimilate Live Effects, and this is where you can see what's being pixel mapped. So you can choose, you can sample from which regions you want to sample lighting from, and you can manipulate that as well. We can show you a live demo of this at the booth. And this is the result. So do you want to talk about the...
Yeah, so kind of going into this, Alex told me about this 12K 360 camera and know about image-based lighting with Quasar, and I said, this could be really interesting for pickups, for maybe one of your talents off schedule, you have access to a location for a brief period of time, or like magic hour, and I wanted to see, with virtual production, you generally kind of think about like cool worlds, and I wanted to see if we could do something that wasn't necessarily about the world, but felt real and organic, and then we can extend things like the sunset. So we shot this, like I said, 25 minutes, and I was driving home, and I was like, oh, you know what, I really wish I got a single shot of the woman, because they're having this banter. He goes off on his rant, it's handheld, and I have only overs onto her, and I want her to feel disconnected. So in a directing sense, I said, I really wish I had a single of her. And I said, well, this is a great example to pick it up in the volume. So you could do it for pickups. And I think it was fairly seamless. And we had, it really tested the 360 camera too for extreme contrast at dusk, with the trees moving in the distance and the sky still pretty bright. So we had some pretty high contrast, and I was really happy with, as you can see, ungraded on-location footage, referenced with the studio, matched the focal lengths. So we got focal length, distance, and rough height, and we're able to quickly reposition the plate, and I think we were, with a very small crew, be able to shoot in maybe 6 hours or less on the volume? Yeah.
So the short film that we showed, about half of those shots were from the actual location, and about half of them were shot in the virtual production studio, and you really can't tell the difference. And even when we were on set, this was a photo I just snapped from my phone on set, even on set, it was hard to tell which one was which. And a big reason why is that the lighting matched so beautifully, and it wasn't very difficult to do because the lighting volume was already set, and we captured the plates properly, and so that was really a pretty amazing test, myself included. I really don't know which shots. When I watch the film, I don't know which ones were shot on location, which ones were shot in studio. There's maybe one or two I like, oh yeah, I remember when we shot, this one is the studio or this one is the location, but 90% of it, I don't even know which one is which. So it was a really fantastic test, and sort of proves out the importance of image-based lighting and these sorts of techniques. Do we have any questions? And so the question is, well, why don't you just shoot the plate, and correct me if I'm wrong, but why don't you just shoot the plate and just shoot in the studio instead of shooting both? And part of it is to prove this sort of workflow, and a bigger part of it is to work with existing production. So for instance, if the visual, in my opinion, if the visual effects supervisor on set, so you're on location shooting something, especially if you have limited time like magic hour, the visual effects supervisor could capture a 360 plate right after you do the take that then could be used later if needed. So it could be part of the normal visual effects supervisor's job, where they just always capture these plates so that if you need to go back later and there's a pickup, or, oh, we forgot to get this line, or something went wrong, you could use that in a volume, even in green screen, but you have the lighting information and you have the plate information that could be used. That's one of the reasons.
Yeah. In my experience, we always have a talent that might not be available, or we have to pick them up and insert them, or they just want to do general pickup. So you could have a physical production and schedule, a week or a few days in a volume for your pickups, off schedule.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Matt.